This is going to be a balance progression. It's very helpful to have some type of external resistance because it gives me more stability. So I'm going to use a band attached behind me right around the height of my waist is fine, or a little higher is okay. I'm going to have the band in each hand and I'm going to step away from where it's attached. And I'm going to begin by straightening my arms, elbows straight, and making sure my shoulder blades are not hiking up, so I keep my shoulders down. I almost feel like I'm reaching forward a little bit with my pinkies to feel like I'm reaching more underneath here versus up and over the top. So both of my hands are forward and I start off in a staggered stance. Now here, most of the weight is on my back foot, so I'm going to start to shift my weight off my back foot towards my front foot, right? Same time, I'm trying to keep my back from going into this position, so my butt's tucked underneath me, and I'm really trying to just get weight off of my back foot. So if I start off here, 100% on the back, I'm gradually transferring that weight towards the front, de-weighting the back foot, and seeing how far can I go before I either feel really unsteady or if I start to get any of my symptoms that I'm dealing with. And I may start off just with a pause and rock back out to try and find where that threshold is. If I'm able to, ideally I would lift my toe. Right now my toe is just barely touching, and ideally I would bring this leg all the way up in front. Then I could come all the way back and tap. So the gradual progression of this would be phase one, just a rock to where as far as forward as I can go and back. Phase two may be to hold just short of symptoms or just short of me really losing my balance and stay in this position for 30 to 90 seconds. Okay. Phase three may be to get a little deeper, and maybe I can even do a little lift of my foot, so I spend a brief period on one leg. Really making sure that as I do that, I'm able to control the position. I mean, shaking a little bit is allowed, but if that foot is coming up and you're really deviating from a controlled position, well, then you're not ready for that. And then once the taps are okay, maybe I could do a little bit of a forward to back, so that at each end point I can kind of regain stability, slow and controlled, regain stability. And then from here I would start to bring that front foot up to where I didn't get that front contact point. Coming back. And then obviously I could go to just here and straightening my leg without ever bringing that foot back to the ground. And even a harder version of this, because here I have support on both sides, would be to have the support just on one side. So now I have all of those same things, but I have an asymmetrical force. So it's going to be pulling me that way. So the same idea here, right? I could do the same progression of the rocking. I could try that same tap of the toe, and then I can go through the same leg lift sequence that I just went through. This is much harder now because I don't have a balanced resistance. I have it just on one side. So this is a great way to progress into an asymmetrical position, going from an easier balanced position to a much more challenging one.